think in terms of the big themes coming out for me, automation was a big theme for me in terms of what legal teams, in-house legal teams, are currently using or not using. The impression I got both from the workshops I attended and just conversations with GCs was that there is not a great deal of deployment of very sophisticated software in terms of contract management, contract drafting and compliance. No doubt that's going to change, but it was fascinating to learn what people are and more importantly, are not doing at the moment. Two other related themes for me were the future design of a legal team, and related to that, the impact of the millennial and future generations on that design. So making sure that you can design a team that is attractive and robust and is going to have good retention rates. And I think finally, and I think I remember it because it's specific to my practice area, was the emphasis on GDPR and data law generally within the conference. I attended one session that was really supposed to cover technology and future-proofing the legal team, but actually most of the session was dominated by the GCs wanting to talk about data law compliance, which was really fascinating.
Having done the Simon Lancaster session, I'm actually going to give you three. We talked a lot about the power of three. The first one was probably more for less, which is something you often hear about when you're talking to GCs, and the fact that they are needing to do more on less money than ever before. What I think was interesting at this particular conference was the way in which some of the GCs are now dealing with this in terms of more innovative solutions, so looking at total legal spend, i.e. internal and external, as well as just segregating that, and also some of the more innovative solutions around designing for that. So Mo Ajaz from National Grid did a really great session on actually how you can design map your processes and actually make sure you get more for less from your legal function. So that's the first one. Inclusion and diversity would be number two. There are a number of workshops and keynotes on it. Massively important to GCs, to the businesses they work in, and obviously to workplaces generally, including to us at RPC. And I think more and more this is something that people are engaging with and are being proactive on, and expect their law firms to actually be proactive on. Obviously I'm in favour of that, and I think what was great here was, again, the level of engagement from all types of different GCs in that forum. The third theme I would pick would be technology. No surprise, it's still there. So technology in all its forms, whether that's cyber or data, or what happens when something goes wrong at board level. How do you manage a crisis? How do you manage a crisis that has to do with data? So the sort of omnipresent of technology in our lives and our working lives, and actually how do you as a GC and somebody who's supposed to manage legal risk actually deal with that?
I think there were three big issues that came out from the conference. The first one was about tech use, and this is a debate that comes up every time you attend one of these sorts of conferences. In reality, the tech is still not being used as much as people might want it to be. There's a bit of a reality gap between what people think should be the case and what actually is the case. The second thing was the role of GCs within businesses, and there is an increasing feeling that GCs now are expected to be an element of conscience of the company. They need to be holding certain ethical lines and guiding the board as to what is or isn't the right thing to do in the modern age. And I suppose the third thing is a pressure on most of them to provide more for less, to which extent the tech, of course, is a relevant crossover. But they're all being expected to reduce budget but deliver more service for that budget, which is certainly a challenge.